Hi guys, today we're going to discuss the January 2024 changes to the LEGO retirement list. First, the scale that we're going to use. Never means don't buy this set regardless of discount. Rarely means if it's a big discount, we might buy it. Sometimes means if it's a medium discount, we will buy it. Often means if it's got a bit of a discount, we will buy it. Always means we will buy this set even without discount. For any investor, retirement date changes might spell doom or glory. Some sets get delayed and then stay on shelves for an extra few years, while others might be suffering from a sudden shortening of their shelf life. First, let me give a shout out to Clay Bricks for maintaining this data. Also, big thanks to Zombie Yeti from Brickhound for getting it. First set to discuss is 71429 Nabbit at Toad Shop. This is from the Marriott team, and the set was supposed to retire in July of 2025 and it will now retire in December of 2024, a change of -6 months. Listen guys, I might be biased here, but this team is kind of a downer. The expansion sets have been released since 2020, some of them retired and definitely not seeing any big movement. It seems 77907 Toad Special Hideaway has doubled in price since then for some reason, but otherwise nothing looks promising. I'm gonna say never on this one. Next for two icon sets. 10320 Eldorado Fortress. Old retirement date was December 2026 and moved to retire to December of 2024, a whopping 2 years shorter. The previous related set was 6276 Eldorado Fortress, a set released in 1989 which has appreciated 2700% since then, from 53 euros to 1500 euros. The current set has 9 unique minifigures, 6 soldiers, 2 pirates and 1 skeleton, which are valued between 2 and 10 euros. I don't see it maintaining the rate of its predecessor, mainly because that one was 53 euros and this one is 215, a 4 times increase, which already cuts a big chunk of the possible buyer base. However, and that's a big however, its father, so to speak, has proven that the team has potential. So I'd say often for this one, especially since it was just released in July 2023. The second set from the Icons team is something I do like, 10321 Corvette. Old retirement date was December 2026 and it moved to retire to December of 2024. It looks good, it's an exclusive set, meaning you won't find it at all retailers, and it's a classic car. Granted, browsing the team doesn't seem that these all appreciate too much. However, the 10248 Ferrari F40 and 10242 Mini Cooper have doubled in price since their release 8 or 9 years ago. Again, for car collectors, this is an often item as it was released in August 2023, so the shelf life will be very short. Now on to Technic. 42157 John Deere Skidder. The old retirement date was December 2026 and it moved to retire to December of 2024. This is part of a licensed sub-team for Technic which has just recently launched a couple of years ago. All of the sets are still available at retail, so there's no historic data for this specific branch. However, looking at the overall Technic sets, we can notice that generally sets that have been released prior to 2020 have appreciated a bit with a 3 to 10% increase, which is not a lot. This does not really make me confident in its potential, so I'm going to go with never. The above we can also apply to set 42152, Firefighter Aircraft. The retirement date was December of 2025 and the new retirement date is December of 2024. This set has been out from March of 2023. It looks interesting, but it lacks anything special about it. It's not a car like the Bugatti Chiron or Land Rover Defender or Porsche 911. It's not a heavy-duty machine like the various cranes or trucks that do have some niche followers. It's a plane in a flashy color and that's about it. The only thing I can compare it with is the 42025 cargo plane from 2014. It retailed for 120 euros and it's now worth 242 euros. A growth of 100%, which looks good until you realize it took 10 years for it to do it. So going with never here in case it's not obvious. Architecture is the next theme with 21056 Taj Mahal set. Old retirement date of December 2025, new one December of 2024. The set was released in 2021, so it will definitely get its time on the shelf. Previous Taj Mahal sets were 10189 in 2008 and 10256 in 2017. While the 2008 one did appreciate to respectable levels, the 2017 one did not. Looking to the Landmark series, which this is part of, we do see some potential with 21055 Burj Khalifa appreciating from 39 euros in 2019 to 100 euros today, and 21046 Empire State Building from 100 euros in 2019 to 137 euros today. I do like the set. It doesn't have any place in my LEGO room since that's strictly Star Wars, and I do think it makes for a great gift for adults that have traveled a bit, especially to Taj Mahal. So I'd say this is a sometimes. Next theme is art. 31209 The Amazing Spider-Man and 31210 Modern Art have both been shortened by 1 year from December 2025 to December 2024. While the Spider-Man set is big, it's also expensive. 200 euros, way more expensive than 31205 Batman or 31199 Iron Man, which come at around 120 euro each. Also, due to its creative approach, which looks nice as it's in 3D basically, it has way less pieces, coming in at 2099 pieces compared to 4167 for Batman and 3167 Iron Man. If you have the previous two and you want the complete set of superhero art sets, be mindful of this retirement update. If you're an investor, it's probably a rarity, just because I do see it gain some value due to its Spider-Man collectible value. However, modern art is a never by far. I can only compare it to 21226 Art Project, which retired in 2021 and now sells for pretty much the same or less. I can't compare it to 31204 Elvis, 31200 Sid, or any other set like that. It's small, costs 50 euros, and unfortunately can only be appreciated by the more cultivated folk among us. Modern art never really did impress me. Next theme is classic. 11028 Creative Pastel Fun, moved from December 2025 to December 2024. Again, let's be completely honest, it's a box of LEGO pieces. These never really do appreciate because pieces can be bought in bulk. I could see a use for someone doing part outs, but even so, there are better sets to buy for 20 euro, even if it does have 333 pieces. It's a solid never. And lastly, Dreams theme is here. 71472 Easy's Narwhal Hot Air Balloon and 71477 Sandman's Tower. They are both getting shortened by 1 year from December 2025 to December 2024. While Easy's balloon is a small cheap set suited for smaller kids, the tower is much bigger both in piece count and price. However, both do not have that true wackiness that makes Dreams appealing in my opinion. I don't like it, but I'm not a kid anymore. Vlady does like some of the sets, namely the turtle van, the shark ship and the bunny, which makes the previous two sets be nothing to be impressed with. To be completely fair, Dreams might be a sleeper, everybody ignoring it and discovering after a few years that not many made it to the investment shelves, driving the price up. But one of my rules is, never invest in something you don't know, and right now we have no historical data on this team. But if I would bet on something, I would bet on the turtle van or something. That set looks a bit cool for me as well. But for the previous ones which we were discussing, this is Narwhal Hot Air Balloon and Sandman Tower, it's a never on both of these. Okay, so much for the early retirees. Just keep in mind, LEGO has shortened the shelf life for this set, so if you want any of them, be sure to buy them as soon as possible because they're going to retire this year. Now let's go to the sets that get the prolonged shelf life. All of the following have been moved up by 1 year. They were supposed to retire in December of 2024, but they are pushed to December of 2025. So you should not buy any of these this year and wait for next year to spend on them for investment purposes. First up, 40638 Heart Ornament. It's a cheap exclusive set. It's got appeal and moms everywhere will love it when their kid builds one for them. But here's the catch. If someone is looking for a heartwarming Lego gift, they will always have something to buy, from the flowers to the parrots to the bunnies and so on. They will not overspend on a heart ornament just because it's not available anymore. So it's a never for me. I have one, Vlady built one, and it's amazing. Investment purposes, no. Next, 4 Technic sets nonetheless. 42115 Lamborghini Sian, 42130 BMW N1000RR, 42141 McLaren Formula 1 race car, and 42151 Bugatti Bolide. Let's analyze a bit each set. 42115 is a €450 set, big, bold, and has Lamborghini on it. You'd think this is all it takes for this to be a success, but we don't have any examples of big Technic sets making it except the 2016 42056 Porsche 911 GT3. This one more than doubled in price, but it did start at €300. I am willing to give the benefit of doubt that the Lambo will have the same success, but it does feel like a lot of money to be putting in it. The box also will be pretty big and you will have to wait for a long time to get your profit. So let's call it a rarely. 42130 is a motorcycle set released in 2022. It's got BMW license on it and the only set I can compare it with is the Yamaha released in 2023. Next in line is the 2020 42107 Ducati Panigale, which just retired and didn't really have time to move anyway up or down. It's obviously doing something good since LEGO feels the need to prolong its stay, but again, it's an unproven something, so I wouldn't buy it. I would honestly buy a Lamborghini Sian before buying 2 of these, if I ever had €500 ready to be spent. Oh, sorry, the motorcycle, verdict, never. 42141 McLaren F1 car. This is the first €200 F1 car in the Technic team. If I would guess, it wants to do for Technic F1 cars what the GT3 did for the Technic supercars. LEGO prolonged it, and given it's been launched in March of 2022, that's a pretty hefty addition. Some other examples we can compare with are 8458 Silver Champion from 2000, which did appreciate 5 times over, but doing it over 24 years, it only comes down to 8% annually. The second example is 42000 Grand Prix Racer from 2013. This one did retire fast, after only 18 months, and it did appreciate to more than double its price, but again, it did it in time at only 6% annual rate. Conclusion? I could see the McLaren be a rarely type investment, where if I had to buy something and I see this on sale, I'd give it a go. I would still buy a Lamborghini instead of 2 McLarens, by the way. Lastly, 42151 Bugatti Bolide. You would not guess it due to my typical dislike of Technic sets, because I just don't like to build them, but this is a set that I actually like. Not as much as prioritizing this over Star Wars or Harry Potter sets, but still, what do I like about it? Well, it's on a reasonable price range, namely €50. It's part of a series of €50 cars which already has plenty of models on sale. And it's the kind of thing that I did build, did not enjoy doing it, but I did enjoy displaying it and playing with it a bit. So it's kind of like an acquired taste. Once you build it, and once you play with it a bit, and once you display it, you're like, this is pretty cool. One scenario that I could see quite plausibly is someone gets 1 or 2 of these cars as a gift, buys a few more because they are reasonably priced, and then they really want to complete the collection. Why do I believe in this scenario? Well, because that's what happened with me and Star Wars helmets. I bought one, I got one as a gift, then I was hooked. Final thought for this set? Sometimes. That's it, we've reached the end. Never forget that One of our rules is that the best use for your money is to invest in sets that are retiring soon. In this way, your money will always work for you and compound as fast as possible. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope the video helped you in your spending strategy. See you next time!